Okay, we are live. Now, I have moved the camera. Can you see I've moved the camera? So now you can see my website address above me and my board game, or it's not really my board game, but it's yeah, I was a consultant on that board game, and that's me on the box there. But that's not what I'm going to talk about here. Let me know if you can see me and hear me. Okay. Um, yeah. Only subscribers can write in the chat. So that seems to work to because of trolls and so on. Sound is good. Berserker Gang 2019 is here. Wonderful. Lots of good people here. Wonderful. It's been a while since I did a live stream, a public live stream. And okay, so let me get before I forget. um, it's easy to get started chatting here, but I want to get straight to the point because I have this idea. I have this, I want to share this with you. What happens when we become the majority? Let me explain what I mean by that. And yes, it's about the Big Mac or the whiskey shot, as some people have started saying now. Um, and the reason why I talk about that again is that it is so it's changing everything. Okay. Uh, and you know what I'm talking about here. But okay, what happens when people start saying no? Um, you have people like myself who said no from the start, right? Um, and you have people who said no after they had the first Big Mac or whiskey shot. And then you have people who had two, and then they're saying no, oh, no more. I won't have the third one. And I'm sure that a lot of the people who have the even the third one, they will say, "No, that's it's enough. This, no more of this." You know. So what happens when people refuse to pull up their shirt? No, not shirt. To pull up their yeah well, to accept that Big Mac again, because what we know now is that this is going to be, it's meant to be a regular thing. So I don't know, twice a year, three times a year, once a year, I don't know. But we do know that it wears off, as they say. Now I believe that it's not that simple, but let's just say for the sake of the argument that it wears off so that you, in order to be to have a green pass for travel and so on, it you must have one of these Big Macs every. I think in the EU now it's 9 months, or was it 6 months? Can't remember. But what happens when people say, "I've had enough. I won't do that again"? The unclean becomes the majority. And whether these people like it or not, they will have the same status as, for instance, people like myself who've had none of the Big Macs, right? And I will kind of give you my answer to what happens. Well, I hope that the people in charge of the operation, they will just give up and they will say, okay, we tried, but you naughty people not doing as we say, and then that will be it. But I think maybe that's not what's going to happen, because again I look back, at history and world history. When the people in power and the people supporting them becomes the minority, they become tyrannical. I could give you a million examples of that. Um, there's something about these people knowing that they need to keep people under their iron heel, because if they don't, people will rebel. They are a minority. So that was pretty much what I wanted to say, and what I'm going to keep talking for a little while, but it's I think it's worth thinking about a little bit. Now, let me scroll up here. Refined Hayseed Appalachian, thanks a lot for the donation. No Big Mac. Exactly. Martina, I think it was, says they will try again. Yeah, certainly. Because this is about control, and there are many ways to seize control of a nation, or of a nation. In this case is maybe not the right word, because it's the nation state is, or if it's not dying, these people want it to die. They don't want nation states. They want globalism. So let's see what's going on. Do we have any trolls here or anything like that? I think not. Okay. GB, yes, I can see you. Good to see you there again. Yeah, because I just did a live stream for patrons and subscribe star supporters only, and you were there, GB. So thank you for that, and thank you for being here again. Yeah, so what I think we're seeing now is desperation. It's the 12th of January, now, and in Norway, in 2 days' time, I think it is the 14th, we will probably have new restrictions and so on, a new set of guidelines and rules and so on. And to be honest with you, I don't know which guidelines and rules applies at the moment, because when these people come on the screen, and yes, we do have a TV, because it's not up to me in this house, so yeah, but I have this filter, and I don't, it's a BS filter, so I don't know, and I don't care. I have noticed that everyone is using a mask now, so and I don't, except in two places. There's a grocery store And there tends to be a lot of old people there and people with different disabilities. And, you know, if these people are afraid, I can put on a mask in that place. It's like, okay, pick your battles and your battlegrounds, and that's not it, you know. Because maybe they have a hard time. It's hard enough for those people as it is, you know. And also at the veterinarians, I use a mask there, but other places, no. Um, I've I think it's enough now, you know. I never said I will not use a mask. I never said that. I said, for me, I will not be tested. And you might feel different about this, and that's okay. We each need to have our decide on where's that line in the sand, you know. But yeah, yeah, you know, as GB, as comes to respect for elders, for me, it's not so much the respect. It's because I can, I see that they are scared, you know, and I blame our government and media, mainstream media for that, because they've been hyping this for a long time, 2 years now. It's unforgivable. It really is. Martina says, I'm not tested and will never be. Exactly. um, Caveman says, try to remember that you are free. Exactly. We need to remember that. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people are saying that they won't use a mask, and that's okay, you know. And it would probably been, yeah. Well, thank you, God, in prepping. I do my best. Yeah, the mask thing. It's like, for me, it needs to be absolute, you know. Either I will or I will never do that, you know. So I knew from the start that if I'm going to, you know, a hospital, they won't let me in, or a veterinarian, they won't let me in without a mask. And we have a dog who is a very boisterous dog, and he gets cuts from time to time. So I knew that I would have to go there with him, and so that's not the principle for me. But yeah. So yes, CV Pop says, I use a mask sometimes to avoid getting beaten up. Yeah, the intimidation. I'm sorry to hear that, but the intimidation is also, it's horrible. Now, I guess you could say, you know, I'm a big guy, and I've nobody ever picks on me, you know. So it's, again, you know, it's easier for me, I guess. I do get some ugly looks, but it's like, except that place where there are people in a wheelchair and very old and frail people, and they are scared. I'm not going to be intimidated, you know. No, I won't have that. I'll look back at these people, you know. Nobody appointed them to be the police for behavioral police or something like that. No. So yeah, and it's like let's see. Yeah, I can't really. Yeah, I keep the chat going. I'll get to the point here. Again, as I've said before, we are witnessing families breaking up, and for me, it's not, and I said this in my Patreon and Subscribe Star live stream just now, that you have your family, your wife and children, the people in your house, right? And then you have a circle around that. You might call it your extended family, your parents and siblings, and for me, we are very united in this household in our views on this. My wife and I, and the problem is everyone around us, the extended family, they are all on board with the mainstream narrative. And it's gotten worse. It has gotten worse. And I think many people are experiencing that, because typically someone who is now, maybe not my age, but younger, will be more critical towards authority than people in their, let's say, 70s or 60s, even in 50s, I guess. Because back in, when people who are now 70 years old, when they were young, they were taught discipline in school, and they were taught to be obedient, and they were taught to respect authority. Now, and this is one thing I want people to just please try to think about this a little bit. Try to think about this, because I see a lot of people, especially conservative people, and I guess you could say I'm a conservative, but they are hung up in this. Oh, we need to respect authorities, respect your elders, respect your church. That's Christian people say that, maybe, and your the police, and so on and so on. There are so many things you should respect, and that's what they're saying. I say no, I won't, and I've always been like that. I will not respect people just because they have a certain age or a title. No, I won't do that. They will have to earn that respect. I will show no respect for someone who is, let's say, 70 or 80 if that person misbehaves. None. And I won't respect, for instance, the police just because they're the police. Never. And some of you might disagree, but this is a fallacy, I hope that's the right word, of the conservatives. And it's a trap. It's also a trap. And yeah. So just wanted to say that. Okay. Let's see. Bill over 666. Thanks for the donation. This is about control, nothing else. Yeah, it is. It is. Let's see. I'm scrolling up. Just wanted to see if I missed a super chat here. There was a glitch there for a second. Okay. Okay. Mhm. True Leaf, thanks for the donation. Respect is earned, especially with authority. Yeah, exactly. And I'm always pulled over by the police. I don't know why, and they are never nice. Why? Why are they never nice? I'm not misbehaving. I'm not. It's like makes me shake my head. You know. Garden prepping. Thanks for the donation. Um, yeah, maybe it's the long hair. I don't know. So that's pretty much what I wanted to say here. Um, keep in mind, well, if you had asked me for advice, I would say keep in mind that things can become quite horrible when the people in charge of the operation realize that they are the minority. I think they are realizing that already. Um, but and that's why we're seeing, people like, well, this little fascist in France, the Emmanuel Macron, um, saying the things that he is saying, and that old war criminal Tony Blair calling people like myself idiots. Um, he can say that, but the fact is that if we are to go by, I don't know, IQ, or no, I don't know the IQ of people I know, but the most people who, out of the people I know, those who I view as the most intelligent people, they are all, they haven't had the Big Mac. Um, and most of them, they don't talk about that. But yeah, yeah, it's like, yeah, little fascist in France. He is a fascist, you know. Macron, he's a disgusting little man. And I use the word man in its widest, broadest sense here. Uh, and there are others as well, of course. Yeah, of course. Mr. Potato in, yeah, Biden. Yeah, that old man there, things he has said, or I guess he's reading from some screen. So you really should blame the people in charge of him. Um, it's just so evil, it's evil. Um, Lewis, yeah, well, good day from OS. Um, well, actually, interesting. You can't touch other religions like that. Well, I can, and I do. But it's like any authority now, is using its power to help implement this new normal. This, and it's I I I always say, remember their names. Remember their names. The politicians, the journalists, everyone in support of this. Remember their names, because this must not be these people and what they said, what they did must not be forgotten. It must never be forgiven. James, thanks a lot there. How far are they willing to go? Yeah, exactly. The tools they have at their disposal. That's the problem. That's the problem now. Well, we could, if I think that the one thing that these people fear the most is if everyone just went off grid. Today, now, you know, that would end this. It would just end in a matter of minutes. But yeah. Oh yeah, the New York City mayor, and the entity in Chicago. I actually thought, and it's cruel of me to say this, but I thought it was not a real photo. Yeah, I can't remember her name now, but Beetlejuice. Yeah, uh, and of course you have the Bill Gates of this world, people like that. There's a lot to be said about that. There's some pathology going on there. Liam Chamba, thanks a lot for the donation. Total control is required for these people to, yeah. Um, okay, Mad Snoop. Oh, I just saw that comment. That's very nice of you to say that. Thanks a lot. So, yeah, I think I'm going to end the live stream with that. Thanks a lot for the donation, Trueleaf. Thanks a lot. I hope you like the new. It's not really a new setup. I bought a lamp that's over there, so it's much better. It used to be very dark here, and I put the camera up there, so now you can see the angle is better, I guess. And I guess that's all for now. I'm going to have breakfast, and I can give you a few details about my breakfast. Because yesterday I cheated. I ate 4 or 5 or 6 pieces, slices of bread, and that did not go very well at all. Just horrible. I felt sick. So the meat diet, people call it the carnivore diet, it has really, really helped me. So it's going to be all bacon and ground beef today. So I'm looking forward to that. I feel so much better when I eat only meat. So um, another thing on the list that makes me, like a difficult person in the eyes of these people. Yeah, veggies and roots. No, I don't believe in that. I tried. I try to stay away from that. Well, if I want some of that, I will eat it, but otherwise, I just stick with the meat, and it has worked so well. Strength has gone straight up, and I'm feeling great, energized, and yeah. So, but that was not cheese and milk. No, no, meat. Yeah, when I say meat, it's meat, not the other stuff, you know. And it seems to work. I know it works, and yeah, I've increased my strength a lot, especially in the deadlift. You know, I'm dare I say almost back to where I used to be in 10 years ago. So that feels great. That feels really great. My bench press is not so. My bench press is still a problem, but that's my shoulders are worn out pretty much. I don't dare having a MR of my shoulders. I no. Um, but that's okay. Okay, yeah. Ug Caveman says, yeah, with that name, you have to eat a lot of meat. Says I eat meat as often as possible. Yeah. Okay. Garden prepping. Thanks a lot again, and I think that's all for now. The bacon is calling for me now. Yeah, I'm going to have a double portion of bacon this morning. Yeah. Okay. Have a nice day or evening, and as always, stay strong.